Hi all, Electric Roo here. I made a little road trip across the state line a couple weeks ago, and I picked up some neat items that are probably going to be this winter's restoration projects. This fella had all kinds of things, and he had really some nice old radios. And I think he was just wanting to downsize and get rid of some of the iffy items. But I brought some nice things back for restoration, as you can see here. I'm hanging out in the back of my pickup truck. Some of it's interesting, and I think it'll be fun, the videos I get to make of these. But I have that large radio is kind of neat. It's a Magnavox AM FM stereo, and it had to be quite expensive back in the early 60s because it is really big. It's a full-size tabletop radio, and the dang thing has 3 chassis in it and 2 6-inch speakers with a single-ended L84 outputs. So that's going to be a nice little project. It shouldn't take too much to get it going. The case is pretty nice. And I also picked up 3 General Electric, just they look like all American 5 AM radios, which those will be a treat again. I always enjoy working with this old vacuum tube equipment. It's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of history in it. Also, there were a couple of old 6-volt farm radios, which actually these two look like they have almost identical chassis in them. The front case is pretty damaged. Some of the wood is missing, so I'm sure I can make one really nice one out of both of these. And it'll be interesting to see how the power supplies work from the 6-volt. So that's another fun. I have a Philco. There's a Philco AM radio in there, which you can just see a little bit of it, but that is completely restorable. The case isn't too bad. The front piece looked like it's melted from heat, but you can buy that whole front reproduction of that plastic piece, which that'll make it nice. It's a 1941. Similar probably in circuitry to that 1942 that I restored. A nice Hallicrafters vacuum tube shortwave receiver. Boy, it's something I would have loved to have when I was a kid. It's in pretty good, decent shape, so that'll be a nice one to do. Also a Dynaco SCA-35 amplifier. And this one was kind of funny because also on the property he had a storage, one of those small haulers, like a toy hauler, whatever you want to call them. But he just, before we left, he just opened it up and it was packed full of junk. He said, just take whatever you want out of there. And my friend and I were rooting around and found a few things. I would have loved to have that thing emptied out to see what was back in there. But there was like a bale of straw in there, and poking out, I saw the metal chassis, and I yanked it out, and there it was. It was that old Dynaco SCA-35. And that's what I'm working on now, so that'll be the next video. But it was pretty rusty on the inside, as you can see. But from the photo here, but I'm going to, I stripped the whole thing down. I just stripped everything out of it, and it's coming out nice. I'm going to completely rebuild the whole thing with a couple enhancements in it. I'd like to put Dave Gillespie's bias circuit in there and do some other things, replace some of the jacks and put new boards in it for the amplifier boards, replacement boards, even though these ones are still in decent shape. They're not cracked or anything, but I wanted to run a different tube set in there than the 7199, which are like gold now, a little bit expensive. So keep your eye out for some of this, and the next video again will be that Dynaco amplifier. As I continue on, maybe in a month or so, I may have that done. I kind of take my time with this stuff. I'm in no hurry, but it's still a lot of fun. So if you're interested in seeing any of this done, subscribe, and so you'll be notified when the new videos come out. So other than that, God bless and have a good day.